Hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. We have the awesome, amazing Marissa Turner Potts on the show today. I'm so excited. It's all about branding today. And we're going to talk about how to create your personal brand in the dating world. And so, Marissa, thank you so much for being here. And let's just give you a little bit of background on you so our lovely audience can get a background on how awesome you are and the brand subject matter expert. Love her. So, Marissa is the founder and CEO of Spotted MP, her own boutique marketing, public relations, and event strategy firm, which provides distinctly tailored and integrated marketing solutions focused on economic and urban development, retail, and nonprofits entities into the Washington, D.C. area. Yes.
That is a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
A lot.
But it's a lot of good information. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you help so many. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into PR and marketing. Tell us about Spotted MP. How it all started.
Absolutely. I am born and raised Northern Virginia, as I say, the mean streets of Vienna, as our joke that we have here.
Love it.
But I live in Alexandria now with my husband and my son, and went on my own almost 10 years now, leaving corporate America, and was running a lot of marketing and PR efforts for a variety of large corporations that are based here. And thanks to the birth of my son, I decided to have a change where I still wanted to follow my passion, but do it on my own terms and freedom and things I like. So took a leap of faith and launched Spotted MP. And some people ask, what does that mean, Spotted MP?
Yeah.
And where did it come from?
Oh, yeah, I want to hear this. I don't even know this.
You don't know
I don't even know
Oh
this.
my God.
I mean, how do I not know this? I mean, come on.
It's a long branding exercise. I spent millions of dollars. No, I didn't.
Oh, I was like,
No.
wow.
No.
Wow, okay.
I literally was sitting on the couch watching one of the red carpet awards, and people keep saying spotted on the red carpet, spotted on the red carpet.
Oh.
And for people that know the work that I do for a variety of clients, they either spot them either in an event or an ad campaign or from a PR earned mention. And so spotted kind of stuck with me, and MP is of course my initials and also stands for marketing and PR.
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
There you go.
I mean, I just learned something I didn't even know. We've been friends how long? I mean,
I
come
saved
on now.
money.
Yeah, I saved money. She didn't even need to use that $1 million. She was good to go.
So my tagline is to be discovered. So that's what I do for my clients, depend on what marketing initiatives I can help with them.
So tell us a little bit about what your services that you provide at Spotted MP.
Sure. So it ranges from when clients want to have a full-blown marketing campaign or marketing plan. So I will create initiatives and programs based upon their business needs of what they're trying to achieve. I also do special events. So I will design and orchestrate and execute special events for clients. I have a heavy event planning background, as you know. And then the third component is public relations. So that lovely, not fake news. Not fake news.
Real.
I don't do fake.
No.
Real news for my real clients.
Yes. Hashtag that on Twitter.
Yes.
Ring that bell.
There we go.
Real.
Not fake news.
No,
but
we don't do
story. I do story ideas for client. Pitching story ideas to media outlets, not only locally but nationwide, depending upon what my clients have going on, and getting people as much ink as possible when they have a story to tell.
That's awesome. So and you help with obviously from the PR side and also on the marketing side, telling, strategizing with them, right? Creating a strategy.
Yes. Everyone should have a strategy, which is always the fun exercise where they're, companies like, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do this.
Right.
And we create the plan and brainstorm on getting that
into
fruition. So
no, I love that. That's awesome.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, when we talk about like branding you, right, from in the dating world versus in business, and it's they're very similar. Like, and so like let's talk about like where would you start if you were just getting back out in the dating world? How do you brand you?
One of my favorite quotes, and I know you have heard this before, is brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. That's Jeff Bezos from Amazon. That is my ultimate quote that I like. And so taking that from a dating standpoint is to determine, what do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room? Right. And I know all of us have had those zingers of folks that you say a lot about when they're not in the room because they're just jerks or not
they're
cool
negative
people.
Nancy's.
They're negative Nancy's.
Haters are gonna
they're
hate.
Haters. They're just a train wreck. Whatever.
Yeah, they need to do some
They've got
self-reflection in that
issues.
mirror.
They've got lots and lots of issues. So yes, I'm like, you're ringing the bell. So with that in mind, folks should outline how they want to be perceived. And I say perceived, but like meaning not be fake. Don't be fake because it's eventually going to come and bite you in the rear.
Right.
So like in business, when people ask, oh, I want to go out on my own, I don't want to do, or I want to be everything to everyone, I stop them and say, you need to filter. You need to filter what you are good at from an expertise standpoint and areas of interest that you do not want to be involved in.
Right.
And that's like with my business, when I went out on my own, I just want to be a general marketer and service whoever.
Right.
And do this.
Like you had to know your target market.
You had to define the absolute industries that I'm interested in working with because of my passion or my skill set or expertise,
makes sense.
and areas of focus where I'm like, I'm not interested, but I might have others that I can refer to.
And we're going to get to the referrals too.
Yeah.
But I think you make a really good point. I mean, think about that for a second. I mean, if you're a subject matter expert in your particular field, like you know what you want in the dating world, you're very clear and concise about it. I mean, you can have wiggle room on it, but I mean, you have a general, what kind of core non-negotiables and character that you're looking at for in a person, right? You don't want them to be a complete, meanie,
right?
Thing like that. I mean, like that's not fun.
But you have your standards and your expectations.
Yes,
and things you won't
don't
bend
defer.
on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna we'll talk about being coachable. I mean, there's things that you have to bend on a little bit. I mean, there is give and take, and especially in business too. But it makes sense if you know, like your nonprofits, like you do really well with nonprofits, and you know them, and you can say, hey, you meet someone else in a nonprofit. Hey, this nonprofit, this is what value I'm bringing to them. Here's the things that I know that I do well, and use it take that business strategy you use in the boardroom and apply it to how you would do it in the dating world. But you have to know who you are first.
Absolutely. You have to define what I call your key performance indicators.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my gosh, I've never heard that. You need to trademark that.
It's like, what are your key performance? What do you want to be perceived? What are your strengths and what do you like?
What do you like?
As an individual or even in the business world. So.
I always say this because, things what you want in your 20s are very different from what you want in your 30s and then in your 40s. Obviously, if you're still dating, especially if you've been married or had kids, now you're in round 2 of the dating world, right? I mean, it's going to be different than a 20-year-old.
Yeah, no, right. and throughout, our various chapters of our lives and even with business, for example, with my clients, we go through an audit. We go through a marketing audit, and I would say we have a dating audit as well.
Get your board together.
Get your board together, revisit things that work and don't work or shift. So we have, it's perfectly fine to have a dating audit as well of interest and things that you would like or not like.
Yeah, like put what you do and what you like. I mean, I don't think a lot of people do that. I don't think they do that in business too. I mean, if they want to be successful, they do. They have boards. That's why we talk about building advisory boards to help you be accountable. And I can't stress enough how being accountable is important, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you got to be accountable. I mean, you're not going to be, accountable in business and not be accountable in their dating life, because how can you be two people? I mean, that's tiring,
Or even where you're going to seek your dating relationships. If you're going to the bars all the time, okay, benchmark, be accountable and say, okay, is that being, what's the metrics? What's the success metrics of going to the bars and saying I'm going to meet my next person, and if it's becoming duds or even online sites, some people have had great experience, some people have not,
right? And
just benchmark and set timelines of, okay, I'm going to give this a shot,
right?
Here are the numbers.
And
if they're all 0, you need to shift and have your audit. You need to revise.
I mean, I've been hearing how people are saying they're having they have spreadsheets.
Oh.
I was like,
really?
I mean, it's really kind of interesting. I mean, I like it. I mean, from a business then, I mean, smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was like, man, that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
When you put their name, but it made sense when the person said that. Because then they said, well, we wouldn't want my other girlfriend. Like, oh, hey, did this person swipe you? And now that's kind of like, ooh,
wow, that's interesting. So we need an app to track our dating metrics.
That's That's good.
Coming up with great stuff, people.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's going to take and run with it, but we better get credit. Like, clearly it's live television. There's nothing we can do about it. But no, seriously, I mean, think about it. I actually just came up with a brilliant thing, but I am not going to share it with you. I'll tell you after. Oh, that.
I see a dating app tracking metrics out there. I'm coming
I'll
after
come
you.
for you. Like, yeah, we will check your IP
I will
address.
check you.
Yeah, see if you're watching. No, but no, anyway, but you know, coming from that side of knowing what you want, really, you know, and obviously that can change too.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where you are. But I like the fact of having those advisory boards because they can help you tell you what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. But don't go to like 20 people, and probably your family's not best to have that. No,
never.
No,
You need a very diverse group of friends and maybe
business people.
some business people, some
Mentors.
select mentors that you can trust to have that conversation with. So
yeah, because they'll tell you, and that's probably a good segue into being coachable, right? So you know, we talk about basketball. You and A-Bong. We'll give a shout out to A-Bong.
A-Bong. Go Steph Curry.
Oh my God! Right, man.
We have a LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
How many years?
It's been going on.
Yeah, for a while.
Golden State will take it this year. Good.
I love it. But you know, being coachable in business, you know, hearing your strengths and the weaknesses. I love it when I hear these people are like, "Oh, I'm fine. There's nothing I need to change. I am good." I'm like, "Oh God, run for the hills, people.
You're perfect.
You're perfect. Really? Wow.
You have your crown.
Well, yeah. I'm like, wow. That's
and your staff.
Yeah. I was like, really?
I'm Miss Perfect. Nothing's
No. Absolutely. Those are the ones that are like the most jacked up.
Yeah, no, they've got So
like I'm good,
right?
right? I got
I'm
nothing.
good.
You know,
it's all them.
Right.
It's not that it's not me. It's them.
Right.
Always.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to bend and figure out, and that's where your friends can certainly come in. That can give you the raw, honest truth when you're being just straight up a witch or something else, and say this is the piece, this is the part of your character that is keeping you back.
Right.
And it's not that you need to be fake and everything's great and glory, but you need to take a hard look of things that you can work on to make it better.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that's true, and especially having obviously being coached. You have different areas of your life, right, that you're perfecting. And we were talking about in business. I'll give we'll drop some business knowledge here. Is like, I always say, like, you stay in your lane. Like know what you're really good at, right? And then you can just sub out. I mean, there's so many ways you can have contractors for a couple hours here and there, but they are subject matter experts in their field. Like if you need someone to like whip up a Canva, take them 2 seconds. It's going to take you an hour,
right?
And it's not going to be as good,
right?
Why don't you just contract them out, and then you have those people in those specific areas where you need help, and then you don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it at all.
And you're getting really good, especially in social media out there. Like someone's really good at doing one piece. It's just hard for someone to be when they say, "Oh, I saw," like for Bennett, like we're hyper focused on Avaya, right, and other hosted platforms. But when you have those other communications providers are out there like, "Well, we sell everything," and I'm like, "Oh, that's not good," because then how are they going to be the subject matter expert in that particular field and do well and do a good job?
They're scattered. They're their hands in various, and they're not really focused,
right?
On everything. So they're completely scattered.
That's probably actually an interesting segue. It could be like that in the dating world, right?
Yep.
You're like, how could you really like someone if you're out how can you be focused on that? I don't know. That's just one of those things that you got 20 people or what God knows what, and and then say, "Oh, I don't know, I don't like anybody," and it's like, "Oh, well, yeah, you can't give one person a chance."
It's like one person doesn't get a check mark. They all suck.
They all suck,
but you're great. Like I need to have, and I do have quite a few friends that are kind of go along that lines.
Oh,
where
really?
I'm just like,
I want to hear.
How are you? How are you doing in the dating world? Or I try to get the update, and it's just like, dang, nosedive, doom and gloom. And so I'll stop when I notice a pattern and be like, what is going on? Like, are they just all horrible? Like, what is the one thing that just like, kicked them to the curb? And so I'll challenge them. And if it's something minor, I'll say, that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
It's really silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a girlfriend literally that was going to rule out who is now her husband.
Really?
Of about 10 years because he was bald. Now, yes.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yes. Yes, they actually met at Dewey. Is one of my
You're
colleagues.
the second person today has told me.
Dewey,
Yeah,
I know.
Dewey.
Dewey Beach
I was
is
like
the
Rusty
relationship.
Rudder. I'm like, I mean, that's
waterfront.
crazy. Yeah,
It was the waterfront.
Right, okay.
But and she was been dating a whole bunch of guys and everything, and I really liked him. And we were in the restroom, and we looked out through the window, and he was talking to one of his friends, and he took his hat off, and she's like, it was kind of like a Seinfeld moment where he's like, he's bald, and we're like, okay.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, that's it, I can't, and I'm like, time out.
T.
Yeah,
T.
time out.
Yeah.
Why
Step
is
back.
that a problem?
Right.
Like, she just started
She got all
going in this
jacked up.
the spiral. So.
She went to this downward spiral.
And now they're married. She rolled
Yeah.
it in, and they have 2 kids, gorgeous kids, and they're fine. And
Yeah.
so that's where it's like you need to like drill down as your friends or mentors of asking your friend, okay, what's going on? Like, what's
Right.
the reason why they got dinged or
Right.
thrown in the trash?
Yeah.
So-
Or being afraid to get out there,
Yeah.
too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's like you get burned and then you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Just one person. I had that conversation with my girlfriend. She was just like, I'm done. And I was like, you cannot think
You
that.
cannot.
You cannot.
No.
But it's hard, you push past that fear, right? We were talking about, it's actually a pretty good story. So I talk about the story of upcoming Rockaway Talk with Melanie, right? And so I'm doing it about the last mile. So my dad is basically like pushing through the pain, that very last moment where you don't think you can go for any further. But that's like where the greatness happens, right? And I played tennis, and he used to always make me run that last mile home, like especially during, not all the time. Clearly, it's Michigan. It's not negative 2,000.
I would say little nipply.
Yeah. So, but there's this dirt road that I would always have to travel down, and it has potholes and pivots because they were doing a lot of construction. And so I saw the finish line though. I saw the very end. I saw the smooth pavement, and like he was total Rocky style behind me. And I already had, like I said, 3-hour practice before that. I was already tired, and he's like, "Get out!" Click, lock the door. I was like, "What?" And he's laughing. It wasn't serious. He just thought it was funny, but I was like, "Fine." But I knew, like, it was to help me. It was, and hearing that or having that support or that mentor telling you can do this in
Yep.
business or in dating. Just don't let fear stop you.
No, don't let fear at all. I think one of my other sayings is if you rest, you rest. Right. And it's pretty straightforward. It's, if you rest in the dating, trying to get out there and find someone, you are going to rest and you're going to rust and be an old maid or,
right.
Whatever. So you just got to keep going.
Gotta keep it moving.
Yes.
Keep it moving.
Don't rust. Do
Don't
not
rest. I mean, there were pheasants. Okay. I'm not lying. Okay. I mean, this is Michigan. People are like, pheasants. There's no pheasants. Oh no. And wild dogs.
There are pheasants out there.
It's the wilderness. Okay, people. Like, I mean, I am very Midwest background. Like, so like running, like no headphones back then.
It brings good grit though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Grit, yeah.
Total grit. I mean, like, yeah. I'm like, I will rock it. I'm like, I am a Michigander.
I will
get it. And having those potholes and having to pivot when I didn't want to pivot, or not knowing, like, I could see the finish line, and sometimes you can't see it in your head when you can visualize it like you do in sports, but you know the end goal. Like, no, I know this is what I want. So that's why it's really important to have, like, whiteboard what you want in business and in your dating world. Write it out. I mean, obviously, if you don't want everyone, like, you have a date come over, you don't want them to be like, oh, I did not have 8,000 things in my chart.
My vision board chart of my perfect date, my perfect guy.
Yeah, no. But, I mean, for the most part, but you can even do it on your phone and encrypt it.
Yes.
Cheat sheet. So, well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we got more awesome answers from Marissa. All right, we'll be right back. Well, hello and welcome back to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht, and we have the amazing Marissa Turner Potts here today.
Hello.
And we had some really good knowledge talking about pheasants earlier. I mean, because they're crazy in Michigan, like it's aggressive.
Pheasant expert over here.
Yeah, I know. Right, you'd have to rewind if you're just tuning in now, but it was funny. So now we're going to get into some more questions. But what I want to really focus on too is like, what is your advice for singles out there looking for a relationship? Like, can we identify some of the values or your thoughts on that?
Some of the things that I would recommend singles that are looking, dating advice is, first off, I feel like a lot of people really settle.
Yeah.
They really settle because either they're tired of looking or they're, exhausted, or they keep having so many duds. And so they just kind of start whittling down there
right
until you're like stripped down.
Right.
And that's not really you. That's not really authentic, because those things used to matter to you at some point, and
right.
they should still matter to you in some level. So, with giving advice, I always say, identify your values. What is important to you in an individual, in your perfect individual? For example, do they hold your hand? These are simple. I know it's kind of crazy, but, do they open the door for you? Right. You'd be amazed that some guys are like, psh,
yeah,
and some that
there.
Are still old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was like, I'll just stand there.
And I will, but then the response is, say thank you when the door's open,
course.
because then
Clearly.
Some people don't. They just walk through. And
No, you have to have manners.
Manners. And I look and I'm like, wow, that thank you, like they're queen bee or something. I don't know, but I see
you
that.
still have manners.
Yeah, I still have manners and say thank you. So holding hands and opening the door. Is going on creative dates important to you? Yes. Are they reliable? How do they sympathize when you have a dilemma? Because that's like when it's really, those are some of the values where you're like, I need a guy that if shit hits the fans,
they're going to be there. They're
how
not
are they
going
to react? They're not going to.
They're not a runner.
They're not a runner. Yeah. So identify.
Check
your
out
values.
their gym shoes. Yeah. They got a lot of tread on the bottom.
Yeah, you can tell a lot by people's body language.
Yeah.
A minor thing for me, like smoking. Like I don't care. Like that's just a deal breaker for me. That's
right.
one of my values. It's just like no.
Right.
But yeah, outline what values are important to you, and have that in front, forefront.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
Don't
good.
settle.
Don't settle. I know. What else? What are your thoughts on referrals and dating versus in business? So let's talk about that.
When I always get folks that ask me for referrals, and
in business or dating?
In business.
Okay,
yeah,
let's talk about business first. I'm like, dang, is she like a matchmaker?
Yeah,
and I didn't know about it.
My side marketing matchmaker,
right?
Side
hey,
it's not a bad going on.
Gig, right?
Folks always ask me for business referrals.
Okay.
And I first ask them, what is important to them in terms of the quality of character in an individual, because whether it's their working style or their personality or how they, their craft, how they deliver things, because not every personality matches up. I might think someone who's absolutely fantastic as a business referral, right. And if I connect them with someone, without kind of blindly or coldly, without asking, those questions, it could be a disconnect, or it could blow up. So, when someone's like, oh, can I have do you have a referral for X? I ask, additional questions to help really narrow down who might be the best person for them. And so I think those things can easily translate into the dating of, what are you interested in? What type of person you're interested in?
Right.
What are your likes or dislikes? Of course, we, in business, we talk about budgets and fees.
Right.
How much does it cost?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I rent them? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's their bandwidth? Like those kind of questions.
Yes.
When people ask for referrals, I'm like, does he have the does he or she have the bandwidth?
And that's hilarious, because I'm thinking how that translates, but into the dating world.
So, I know. You can have those like word plays on stuff.
Right, exactly.
As long as you want.
Right, exactly. Because you know me. I'm crazy.
I know.
Whatever.
What's his bandwidth?
Yeah.
In more ways than one, but no.
What are you talking about here?
Yes.
Give me the full rundown. No, but think about it, because from a business standpoint, you're saying, okay, I bring value. Like, how have you worked with this type of client before, right? Like, so if you're talking about a nonprofit, like I want to be introduced to a nonprofit. Well, do you have other nonprofits, and what technology, or say it's a technology company, what technology have you used that you've benefited these other people, right?
Yep.
Because you have to have bring value, just like you have to bring value in a relationship as well.
Yeah.
Obviously it goes back to what you want, but you want to provide that value. You want to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And be around.
And you want to do the due diligence. I
Right.
never send a referral cold.
No.
Like, never send a referral like, I'm interested in a photographer. I'm just throwing out because I do a lot of events.
Yeah.
I will never just say, here's John Doe and here's his phone number. Again, I ask the questions: what type of photographer, what type of style you're looking for, what's the event, what's the nature, what's your budget, those kind of questions.
Absolutely.
And then from my relationships, I'll say, okay, I think these couple people would be perfect for you.
Right. No, that's really good.
So.
No, because think about it. I mean, if you're coming through saying, because it's your network.
Yes.
It's your professional that you're referring these people in, and you want to make sure you vet them.
Yes.
I mean, especially if you don't know them, and if you know them, but still, like you said, it could be disconnect too. But you just be upfront and say, what are you looking for? How and craft it, and you'll get a better chance if you are out there asking for referrals in business. If you write up what you're looking for, you probably have a higher chance and say, hey, here's a little bit of like what I was thinking about writing to this client, and research that client first.
Yep.
Don't just say I want nonprofit referrals,
Right.
because I can guarantee you they're not going to do the work for you. You have to do the work. You have to show that just like in dating, you still have to do work.
Right.
You still have to maintain.
Absolutely.
I always love telling this. I don't even remember where I heard it. It was like tending to the garden. Right. Tend to that garden. Oh,
No.
yes. Because think about it. You get in there and it's, all nice and rosy in the beginning, and it's tending, you're watering, you're plucking the deadheads off,
all
the
the
flowers,
dead,
and weeds, like
Plucking the weeds.
but then you don't keep in check, you don't keep tending to that garden, and then it gets all crazy.
Yep.
You get vermin, you
It's
get
a
weeds,
constant
and you don't want to go into the garden.
Constant nurturing. You got it. Yeah.
Just pay attention, check in, see how things are going in the relation. Not like like hey, don't be like that, but just
But people also, it'll come back to you too. Like if the referral was great or sucks or
Right.
whatever. So
Right.
it's just. I've gotten those like, wow, you referred me to this person, and
Right.
you just need to make sure both sides are okay.
Right. Exactly. So on that part, let's segue into what do you think about crisis management?
Oh gosh, where can we go from here?
Oh,
this is like my
there's
pet
so
peeve
many.
passion.
Yeah.
Because there's so much crisis management from a dating standpoint, as well as me putting my PR hat on the do's and don'ts of how to handle crisis management from a public relations standpoint. I was mentioning in our segment 2 words, Anthony Weiner comes to mind as like the perfect kind of crisis management disaster handling I've seen in a while, from that whole, personal relationship standpoint. Crisis management, there are some companies that when they internally do a very good job in knowing that something's going to hit the fan, and they work ahead to come up with the plan of how this is going to go live or go public or what have you.
Right.
Then there's the other side of the house where the stuff has already hit the fan.
Right.
And then they're scrambling behind, the 8 ball to try to repair it, which creates more, work and also more of a disaster, because people do not handle crisis management very well.
Right.
It's one of the things, like when I was in school, fascinated with case studies, especially from PR, like the businesses that handle it extremely well, a crisis and how they manage it internally, and those that, they're scrambling or hire, for example, a crisis management PR firm in the middle of the disaster, when they should have done it from the beginning.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Like right when that news broke, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Anthony Weiner, with the whole, like, the photos and admitting that he has a sex issue and he's an addict and, stuff, he should have had something in place
prior,
because he knew.
This wasn't the first time.
This wasn't the first time,
exactly.
And we were talking about Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, unfortunately another,
right.
Kind of, he's in the news for other issues, but, even when that hit early on, about his, kind of additional relationships. That's
Yeah. Well, no, that's the other thing too. When they're you talk, because I've been listening to ESPN and Sports Center, and you're listening to the commentators, and all they kept saying, I don't remember which show it was, and it was like, oh, the fall from grace, the fall from grace. And it's like, oh, from a PR standpoint, like, so you have all these people putting these things in, but nobody really knows the story yet. Because they didn't know it.
And TMZ got it wrong.
Okay, see, I didn't even.
Tiger Woods, they got it wrong. They said he was driving and he was weaving, and he wasn't driving. He was pulled on the side of the road.
Okay.
And they saw that he not crashed, but damaged his car. And he was in the car. He just was not
coherent.
Right. So, there's also kind of crisis PR management for those who want to be the first in breaking the news. You better make sure your facts are straight.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to be eating crow, if it's not.
Because then you said, what are they going to believe if what you say?
Fake news.
Fake news, right? I mean, it's fake news.
It's fake news.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, like with Tiger, with the crisis, with what happened, he did get up front. He admitted, that it was, he was on narcotics and, for pain for his back. And sometimes, I mean, with all the stuff happening with people ODing on opiates and things that are in the news, it's not surprising. I see it as true, and so and people do not know how or know that they can't mix certain things
if they don't take them right.
If they don't take them right, and so it was a quick turn for him. For him to say, look, this is what happened,
right.
And be open about it,
right.
and kind of nip it in the bud. And seeing how the media has turned with this crisis, people are now trying to support him.
Right. So you think they did well in the crisis? The PR company did well.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so with this. With this
situation.
Incident.
Yeah.
But when the whole additional relationship issue a couple years
that was a little bit. How are you?
Too much.
Yeah. she didn't play golf.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She played golf all right, but
she did. This girl can swing a club. Oh my God.
But anyway.
Yeah, and I digress.
We digress.
Yes.
We digress.
But no, that talks about communication, like, getting back into, you have your crisis communication, then you're getting into communication in general in business, and I'm seeing a shift in how we communicate in the technology world, where it's now all on your phone or, and IP phones at home and stuff like that. So the technology is changing, but how we're communicating is also changing.
Yes. And people need to immediately own when something is going down. And again, from a business standpoint, I mean, we've all seen the cases, Penn State with the Sandusky, BP Oil, like all these things, like how they've handled it. And when you're going through a crisis, having a strategy and tactics in place of what to do and not to do when you're going through it.
Exactly.
Being either you're in public while, people are starving and you're like lavishing on, caviar and champagne, those kind of things where people are like, they just don't think.
Right.
So, owning a crisis. I mean, I actually have a client right now internally that we're going through a crisis management situation, and we met in advance. I knew it was coming down the pike, and we sat down, all of us and the execs there, to outline all the different scenarios, all the different communication channels that this could hit, what our messaging was, and educated all the internal staff on this is our messaging.
Wow.
Kind of stay in this box, stay in this lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane. This is your statement speech.
To say.
Yeah. And so that's what you have to do, and some people they think of PR or think of after the fact where they need help, and then you're trying to clean it up.
Clean it up, right. Now, in the dating world, you talk about crisis communication too, because everything is via text now. Nobody wants to pick up the phone.
Oh, where can I begin with that?
It is insanity.
I always say effort is attractive.
I love that. Hashtag that, Twitter.
Effort is attractive. Do I text and do emojis? Yes.
Yeah, me too.
However, I think in the dating world, those that stand out above and beyond take the time to pick up the phone and call you, or just pick up the phone and say I love you, or whatever, or just say hi. I think as a society, we're becoming lazy, quite frankly. And we don't know how to officially communicate properly with folks. I mean, even like teenagers. I mean, teenagers, like, they live in emojis. If you ask them to write 3 sentences,
No.
you think you're asking.
Who said something? I was like, hello. Never a dull moment here. I was like,
Need an emoji for that? Yes.
drop that mic.
Drop the mic. Getting fired up.
Getting fired up here.
People are
People
lazy.
are lazy.
But seriously, I mean, I see my nieces and nephews how they're dating, and they literally live in the land of emojis, and I'm like,
yeah. You can tell a story just by emojis.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they can break up via emojis. It's like,
Oh, wow,
like
really?
Carrie Bradshaw and what?
Just
Sex
like
in the City. She broke up via Post-it, like back in the day. I mean, that's pretty much
right. Exactly.
The emojis are now the Post-its.
Well, at least they're getting emojis. So, you hear all these stories about these, breadcrumbing and ghosting and.
I know.
What is it? Cushioning, and I'm like, oh yeah, cushioning.
What's
Jeremy's
cushioning?
looking at me like, what?
That's a new one.
Oh yeah,
What's
they
that?
cushion it. Like there's like a A team and a B team, and they cushion them. Can't even make this shit up.
Oh my god.
I'm like, I
people are
can't
making
even.
it so
I
complicated.
can't even. I just heard another one that was like, not ghosting, but it was like that. It was like, I don't know. Like slithering. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Now we're creeping,
I'm like creeping.
and then we're crawling.
I'm like, so you're just going to get the evolution of a child. Like crawling, creeping, ghosting.
Again, lazy and people making dating extremely complicated.
It's just
They're
ridiculous.
lazy and trying to break up with people.
Oh, yeah, they
so
just don't. They're like, oh,
they
just
just
kidding.
check out.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, thanks.
God.
Instead of saying, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out. Or being proper. No one's going to,
Dating karma.
It's dating karma. Just be a decent human being.
Be human.
Just be human. Be human. Like, I am peeling it down to the simplest form of
Seriously. Yes. Sister,
be
yes.
human. Say no. No, thank you, but no thank you.
Be honest. I
We
mean,
say thank you, but no thank you for other stuff.
Yeah, I said, would you ghost a client?
No.
No.
I would say thank you but I don't think it's a fit at this time,
Right.
or I'm busy at this time, or I'm
and at least you said it. And if they get crazy and get nasty, then you just let it go,
you
block
let
them
it
or
go.
whatever.
Yeah, you just block them.
Yeah, but I mean,
You've done your part.
You've done your part.
You've done your part.
Hands off, like just like be nice.
Oh my,
'Cause you
cushioning.
I know
Oh my
cushioning.
God.
I don't know. I mean, there was another one. It was like benching.
What's benching? They put you
Yeah,
on the bench when
when
time out. Like
yeah, you
got
get
in trouble, you're
timeout
on
or something.
timeout?
Yes. Like
No
they
one ever
bench
better
you.
put me on timeout.
Oh, honey, no.
They put me on. Yeah,
You're
don't
done.
put me on timeout.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can bench me.
You will be
bench.
done.
Have you seen my forehand? It is 90 miles an hour. Well, that's a serve. It's 90 miles. At least it was.
Not
Yeah.
good.
No, I can't even
Oh,
stand
yeah,
it.
the terms is just.
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's at the same time, it's just like, oh, and you can tell when it's like coming, because the texts start dwindling, like, ah, shit, they're out.
Just have
You know?
a normal conversation.
Yeah.
I that's why I said the emojis have made people become lazy.
It's
I
true.
do, I have fun with them, yes. But
I do
when you
too.
need to have very serious conversations, you need to pick up the phone or in
Right.
person and have them.
Right.
Have the balls.
Yes, grow
or the
them.
cojones
Cojones.
to do that.
Right.
And so that's.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. Yeah, but people are different because you got to come. Now, here's the thing.
They hide behind.
They
the
hide
emotions.
right, yeah. But here's the other thing is like you can't get upset. And I always say this, like if someone comes, honesty is key.
Yeah.
Because some people, both girls and boys, are both guilty of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is not specific towards anyone. This is just a general statement. You can't, if you're looking for one thing and then the other person's looking for something else, you can't get mad at them about it.
No.
You can get disappointed because you're like,
Yeah.
but you can't. And then you just got to be like, screw it. Like, I mean, if you want, you just have to figure out, like I said, like, can you work with this situation?
Well, same with business. If
Right.
a client wants this and I cannot provide it to them, or if I'm looking for this in a client and they can't do it, I mean, it's just you just have to call it out and say, I don't think it's a fit at this time.
Right.
Or if it's not a match at this time, I'm always happy to refer them to someone else.
I don't know if I'd be referring somebody I like to
Well,
somebody else.
like if it's just not just call
Right.
it out.
Right.
There is no reason to try to make it work if it's already coming a little cumbersome, So
I love it.
Anyway,
Our-
emojis are making people lazy.
Yeah, emojis. Pick up the phone, people.
Yes.
You want to stand out and be the most interesting person that they're probably dating, pick up the phone.
People who still write handwritten thank you notes, and notes are always my gold stars.
Yes.
I still write thank you notes, and I don't care how crazy busy I am, you know, as
Gotta
a
figure it
mom,
out,
as a wife, and running my business or whatever. I will write a thank you note in hand or anything and put it in the mail, and vice versa. Those people that take the time and send something.
Oh yeah, it makes a difference.
Gold star.
Yeah, gold star.
Effort is attractive.
After is attractive, and it doesn't really take much, really. I mean, not really, just a little bit, just a tad, just a tad, just a tad.
Simple.
So, what's the craziest dating story you have? I know this one. It's good. It's really good.
Hashtag Pyro Man.
Yeah, hashtag Pyro Man. I mean, you guys, this is something else. This is something else.
It's dating a guy who, this is where you don't go crazy. You try, you know, like, this is the what not to do manual.
Right.
Dating a guy that I chose not to no longer date because he was getting a little wacky.
Oh.
And I was living with one of my roommates. And my roommate noticed that there was a bag that was on fire on our front step of our house.
Wow. I mean, you could have burned that whole place down.
Yes. And so luckily, fire department came and put out it was a shopping bag. Like it was by luck because there was bushes and I mean, it could have totally like,
Put the whole thing on fire.
put everything down.
Oh my God. That's scary.
And looked and saw a half-burnt photo of me and him in the bag and all my belongings and like things, and we just got a little trouble for that, of course. But,
I hope so.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah. I hope you got to jail.
So my intuition was great. I should have broke up with his ass.
Yeah, yeah. See, and we need to listen more by intuition, right? I mean, like, it feels good. It's probably because it's good, right? If it's bad, it's probably because it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the craziness one. And then, you know, a guy that was really obsessed with my feet.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah. There's a...
This is a good one, too. I mean, you can't make it.
I have a foot fetish in a way of making sure it's summertime, everybody. It's summertime. That means the toes need to look good and the heels need to look good.
Absolutely.
I'm a girl. That's where my foot fetish came from.
Right.
But a guy that I was just dating like one or two dates asked to lick my toes on the second date.
Oh.
Because he had a toe
went
fetish.
right there.
He went right there.
Okay.
He was gone.
Yeah, you go night-night.
You're going night-night.
You go night-night. Go sit down.
Yeah, so
I mean, you may want to like ask that question. Yeah, I mean, you may want to be like, all right, is this okay? Like, not just go down. Like, whoa, like, what if you didn't wash?
And
your
maybe
feet?
he missed it because you were saying things.
Oh, well, you talked about.
He commented on my toes.
Oh, okay.
He said my toes were nicely polished, and I said, "Why, thank you. I like, that's I have a foot thing,
right.
But from a beauty standpoint, not from a sexual standpoint."
Like, what?
I don't know what standpoint he thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't either. I don't even know. Oh wow.
I'm like, ah. And so he went there after the second date, and I was like,
no, we don't do it.
Not my jam.
Not my jam.
Not
literally.
my jam.
Because what if you had toe jam?
Yeah, because I know.
What if you did? I mean, like, how did he know?
Yeah.
I mean, what if you, no, we don't do it.
Nasty.
No.
I didn't like it.
No.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Prince.
Oh.
I love it. I don't love it, but I'm saying I love him.
I know.
I know.
The 1 year anniversary was in April.
I know.
Crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
Crazy.
And I love your outfit. And how many concerts have you been to?
13.
Oh, wow.
13 concerts.
I mean, I love that you can't
junkie.
see the pictures, but like she goes all out in her Prince gear. I love it.
Yeah, ultimate fan.
Ultimate fan. And your son sings it too. He jams.
Yes, he jams.
I love his mornings.
Starfish and Coffee, one of Prince's songs, as one of our nighttime kind of things. And he listens. Yeah, he is embedded in Prince. Of course, some of the clean version songs. I'm not playing, sexy, on that.
Wait, what's that? What, Darling Ricky.
Yeah, Darling Nikki. Yeah, Darling Nikki. I'm not
Yeah.
playing, so I don't want to be like, what is she playing for her child? No, the more,
subdude
songs.
Exactly.
Not Do Me Baby or anything like
I mean,
that.
yeah, that would be awkward. Going into school, singing
I went Mom of the Year. No.
Yeah, I know. They're like, can we have a conversation with you, Mrs. Potts?
Yes. Your son is singing Prince
this
songs
that are inappropriate.
I
love it.
But anyway,
God.
so Prince.
Prince, he was good. I love them. Now talk about like how important, and I think this is crucial too, like especially in dating and then in your personal life too, is having working with nonprofits. So you do a lot of nonprofit work personally that you. And so tell us some of the organizations that you work with.
Yeah, so in the nonprofit arena, I work with an organization called the Colon Cancer Alliance, which is the largest nonprofit in the country that focuses on raising awareness for colon cancer, but also has programs for patients and caregivers going through treatment and diagnosis.
Right.
I've been working with them for 8 years now. Just came off an event being in the West Coast last week for them. And what I do with them is a variety of marketing initiatives. One is one of their campaigns that we launch called Love Your Butt. It's been out for a while. We just did a mini campaign of that in the San Francisco, Palo Alto Bay area, Silicon Valley area,
nice.
Which is running right now. But I do a lot of special high-end events that have some key donors in there. So I do a casino night for them. I just did this fashion show and luncheon out in California. For them, and I also handle their public relations there for the nonprofit as well, and they're just great. Again, the goal is to get people to talk about their backside, like people talk about the breast or the prostate or anything like that. And we've had a lot of celebrities recently that have died of colon cancer that people are surprised that they had it or or didn't get treated. So working with them with that. Other organizations, not in a nonprofit, well, I guess you say they're a nonprofit, but mostly in the economic development arena, because that's where, I do a lot of their specialty, is the Alexandria Economic Development Partnership. I do work with them in creating placemaking, programming events for certain areas within Alexandria that they're revitalizing, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. Visit Alexandria is one of my clients I do work for. I also do work at Lake Ann.
Yeah. Coffee shop.
Lake Ann Plaza, which is the birthplace of Reston in Reston, Virginia. Helping them with some marketing initiatives. So I've got a nice little portfolio. Those are just a couple, clients and exciting projects.
That's awesome.
I work on. So
yeah. Well, I cannot believe we're out of time already. I mean, that went so fast.
Very fast.
I know. I hope you guys. I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, I always learn a lot from you. You're so smart. So how do people get in touch with you?
You can check me out at Spotted MP. M as in Mary, P as in Paul, or Marissa as in Potts. I know.
Marissa as in Potts.
I know.
Yes.
SpottedMP.com. I'm also on Twitter, MT Potts. Also Instagram, MT Potts.
Yep.
And when you follow me, you'll see some crazy, colorful stuff. Because I always say, take it like it is. What you see is what you get. Yeah. So
it is what it is. That's my new jam. That Lecrae song. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Clearly, I'm not a rapper. I mean, as you can tell, I didn't get that gene. Or singing in general.
All my craziness on there. So
no, she's awesome. So,
love life.
I love it. Yes, yeah. I know. I'm so excited. All right, so next week, I want you to tune in. Make sure you guys have a great week. I have Sharon Washington on the show. I know. I can't wait.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. She rocks.
Yes.
So anyway, well, have a great night. Thanks again for being on the show, Marissa.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And just rock your week, people. I mean, just ring that bell and get it done.
Ring my bell.
All right, we're done.
Okay.
All right, see ya.